Hello guys and welcome to the ProDota Cup by Smashcast TV. We are here in the last match of the day between the guys of Mind's Eye and Thunder Awaken here for the ProDota Cup American region, of course sponsored by XBet. Guys, if you want to bet with the favorable odds, feel free to go to our proud sponsor XBet and bet on all the ProDota Cup games. If you use the code BOUNTYX, you will get 100 euros deposit free, so feel free to try it out now on XBet. That said, we have the last game of the day between Mind's Eye and Thunder Awaken. The star Peruvian team, Thunder Awaken, is going to fight off against one of the weaker American teams in this tournament, Mind's Eye, who has not had much luck winning too many games. But we'll see if they can recover with his best of two. And of course, as per usual, the casters for today will be myself, DSwordfish, and joining me will be Vätte. How you doing?
Hello everyone, and you started quite roughly on the Mind's Eye, but what I must admit that this group, the second group of the ProDota American Cup, is a pure bloodbath. There is already a second place there of the previous season, Will Wreck While Whistling, plus Thunder Awaken, plus SG Esports, and
That's
it's
true.
hard to win against such an established teams, to be honest. But Mind's Eye are doing, well, they played not that much, actually, yeah. So they lost only to SG so far, but still, they got their chances. So let's hope that they will be able to do something.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if Mind's Eye can recover. And for now, let's look at the draft. We already see the starting picks: Earthshaker and Disruptor, and Shadow Shaman and Batrider. Actually, before we do so, let's mention this quickly that we do have two stand-ins for Thunder Awaken. One of them confirmed to be Greedy, the other one unsure as to who it's gonna be. But we do know this for now. That said, Thunder Awaken, Shadow Shaman, Batrider, Mind's Eye, Earthshaker, Disruptor. What opening do you like more?
Well, to be honest, I prefer Shadow Shaman and Batrider. That's just my personal preference. It doesn't mean that Earthshaker's Disruptor are worse, but I just prefer the playstyle which you keep up with the Shadow Shaman and Batrider, because Disruptor is not that kind of hero who can really run around, do things. In the first couple of minutes, he is still stuck on his lane. He needs to get a little bit of levels, needs to desperately get his level 6. Not that good for ganking, to be honest. With, well, Glimpse and Kinetic Feel is decent, but Hex plus Shackles or the Shock plus Shackles seems much more confident, at least in my opinion. And Batrider for Smash, I guess, and we can't skip it.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, that batter smash is gonna be pretty good. I mean, he's gonna get a lot of initiation. You get the extra stuns on top of the Shadow Shaman. It's really hard to stop him, even with a glimpse. They should be able to stop the Disruptor as long as they pick some sort of other position 4. The Night Stalker would have actually been really nice, but of course that's banned out for them. And interesting ban of the Chaos Knight there. What could we see now for the teams? What could we see here for Thunder Awaken? As a position 4, now that they banned, I think the Night Stalker have been the star pick here, but maybe I don't think Earth Spirit is that good this game. Something along the lines. Spirit Breaker actually not bad.
Yeah, to charge down Disruptor.
But the Glimpse could stop him though. Glimpse would be really...
Yeah, but committing Glimpse, especially in the beginning of the game, got a pretty high cooldown.
Yep.
So I'm not sure about this one, to be honest. Well, there are plenty of picks which they can go for, to be honest. There is still some heroes as a Treant Protector, for example, maybe, to grant a little bit of a sustain, but maybe we'll see something more aggressive from their side, because Thunder Awaken are all about going in, get a super aggression on every single lane, destroy lanes, and then snowball from this point.
That is true. I mean, that's literally all South American teams, but Thunder Awaken is actually successful at doing so, right? So maybe another strong laner in general would also work out. Maybe they could even run the Shadow Shaman position 4, run a position 5. That would work a bit better for them. They have a lot of they have a lot of options right now. Earthshaker and Disruptor don't really stop anyone. The Batrider and the Shadow Shaman are particularly versatile picks. They could even run the Batrider kind of in a position 4, which we have seen some teams run before, as opposed to Smash running it, or even Smash running it like that and run like a soft off lane per se. Maybe a Treant Protector actually would not be bad for Thunder Awaken either. Combine it with Batrider and you win the lane pretty much exclusively. We'll see. I mean, this initial part of the drafting is taking a really long time. All the reserve time almost gone. Usually you don't take this long to decide the third pick, but they're really thinking that through. I actually would not mind an Ogre Magi either. Well, I think Ogre Magi with Batrider is a really nice combination as well.
Yeah, It can be pretty good with increased movement speed
Yeah.
plus a lot of slow, and Disruptor is not particularly that kind of a
Ooh.
interesting guy. Oh, that's an Undying. We haven't seen this hero for quite a while, and that's not that kind of a common pick for Thunder Awaken, though. It feels like, at least for me.
Well, it is maybe not for Thunder Awaken, but well, they have picked it a couple times. It's just that Stoke does play Undying quite a lot. The Thunder Awaken does favor these kind of picks. Infamous did used to play him quite a lot as well. Stinger used to play him a lot, so it is a team that they might just be copying out of all the other Peruvian teams. It's still quite a decent pick in the South American scene, especially. It does combine well with Shadow Shaman because of the high attack damage you both give out. You're pretty much gonna stop any Stout Shield usage early on because of your high base damage itself, and of course how your base damage just keeps increasing. You also have a lot of pushing power together with Shadow Shaman, that Tombstone to zone out people from the tower, and of course the snakes to destroy it. Makes it really hard to actually deal with these two heroes, and any lane clearing that Mind's Eye wants to go for is not going to be too successful. In fact, now they pick up the Weaver, which in this case, despite being quite weak against Shadow Shaman, pretty good pick though to stop things like, again, these snakes, the Tombstone, especially if it's a Weaver support. That Gemini attack is fantastic against snakes or Tombstone to actually destroy them quickly.
Yeah, but I would pray for some kind of a reliable stance from side of Mind's Eye, especially when you're playing against Betrider plus Undying. You either focus on killing the Tombstone or run away from the Napalm, and you can't really stand in there. And maybe we will see some kind of an aggressive tri lane with Bat or dual lane with Betrider Undying. Maybe possible like this, and this is also actually a fun fact. I'm not sure if it is 100% true, but at least according to the Dota buff, there was not a single official game, with an Undying from side of a Thunder Awaken.
Interesting. So yeah, like I said, it's not this team that plays it. The players themselves play it, but not Thunder Awaken. So this will be their first. Well, Dota buff might be wrong. We don't know if they've played him on some other leagues, because Thunder Awaken is one of those teams that because of their status, you're not entirely sure what leagues they have played. But let's assume that the information is reliable, and then we know that Undying is going to be their first try. However, a pick that they do run a lot is going to be Dragon Knight. I want to say it's Dragon Knight for Van, right? Like it has to be. So that gives you an extra stun, more initiation together with a Bat Rider, a lot of damage as well. And we are going to see that we are being played in the carry position, but you're going to be running against, what, 4 stuns already? That's really hard to play as a Weaver. Even the Lincolns won't be able to block anything here. I don't like that Weaver as a carry, really, against all they have. Dragon Knight also stops most of your damage, because it's all physical. He stuns you and destroys you. He even has area damage in case you try to survive this, and they have a great stuns to stop you. The only way you can stop these stuns is with Disruptor Static Storm, and that's it. And Disruptor can be easily destroyed as long as the Bat Rider lassos him. Thunder Awaken seems to be winning the draft.
Yeah, and it's one more hero which haven't been banned out, and it's pretty surprising. There is still a Juggernaut in the game, and with Dragon Knight, Undying, Shadow Shaman, it creates a pretty decent synergy, good pushing potential, plus a lot of possible kills with Shadow Shaman, it feels like, on the lane, especially against the Earthshaker, who is not that good on the lane against such an aggressive heroes. But maybe there's some kind of a crazy stuff going on in there. It's going to be a safe lane DK against the Earthshaker, but it's like somewhere from the Fantastic.
Well, safe lane DK wouldn't be a bad idea. Now that they pick the Lina as well, even more, because it is a really strong pick against what Mind's Eye has, right? Because, again, you stop mainly their damage on the Weaver, and the Lina you're not so concerned about. In the mid lane, you should be able to withstand the Lina's damage, but you can still run it that way. You also have a lot of stun, so it might work out. We've already seen off-lane DK. Maybe run like an off-lane DK like with aggressive tri-lane and Bat Rider safe lane. That might work out.
Yeah.
We'll see what Thunder Awaken picks as their last pick. It's going to be a Lifestealer. Okay, good against. So you have DK to stop the Weaver, Lifestealer to stop the Lina. Yeah, that seems alright. It's gonna be Greedy playing the Dragon Knight. That's unfortunate. I wanted to see Ban Dragon again, but whatever. Alright.
So yeah, I guess it's going to be in the mid lane. Yeah. And Smash, Batrider, as I predicted in the very beginning, yet it was a little bit obvious. Yet from the side of a Mind's Eye, there are 2 supports who are not that active on the map. All in all, Disruptor plus Jakiro, and the Weaver is that kind of a hero who wants a secured farm, that's true, but also getting levels is pretty important on him. Question is how they will share all the farm between Disruptor and Jakiro.
Yeah, I mean, You're right. I'm assuming Jakiro will be positioned 4, completely trying to get a bit of use out of him. The issue is, I think here they picked Jakiro because they knew that they needed some high HP support to withstand all the damage that Thunder Awaken puts off in the early game, which is a good idea. However, you're stuck in a position 4 that's not going to have too much effectivity unless you get the Yule Scepter or maybe even an act game, which might increase your damage a bit. And you also have the concern about how do you kill this Dragon Knight? Seriously, you don't have enough damage with the hero, or you need to get some of the extra boosts. Maybe even an Aghanims on Lina would not be the worst of options, or a Silver Edge actually, to stop Dragon Knight's armor for being so effective. Because as the game progresses, it's just become this insane tank, and you can't really stop him, especially with the Undying healing to help him out as well.
Yeah, but what's very important that Undying, he's kind of falls off while the game is progressing, so the peak time for the pick from side of Thunder Awaken is 20-30 minutes, I must say, but after that is going to be pretty problematic unless Undying will be super farmed, but even super farm on Undying won't really help him. Obviously.
I agree. Even if you have Undying, I mean, unless Undying is literally minute 30 and he's styling on Radiance, Assault Cuirass, even Divine Rape, you're like, he's not an effective pick. However, with the I love that. I don't know what Fuzzy Sloth is up with the context, but yeah. Every time someone from Mind's Eye play, he just always puts the context. Anyway, the Undying with the Aghanims is still a bit more useful, right? Now that they add the Aghanims in the late game, so that does give him a bit more utility, especially against heroes like Weaver, who do suffer from the lack of strength and HP at the late game. But like you said, minute 30 is really when you're either snowballing a lot or you kind of are starting to lose effectivity.
Yeah, that's true. And plus, it feels like Disruptor, for example, is scaling quite decently, especially when he'll be getting his Aghanim Scepter later on in the game. Lean is a very decent right-click. A Weaver with Aghanim Scepter can save a lot of lives, and maybe that will be one of the items which he will try to get quite early. Especially when you're playing against a Batrider, Lasso, Stun. Insta time lapse, bam.
Oh, right, yeah. I think that's a really good idea, actually. The Yule Scepter in this game, usually not the biggest fan of the Yule Scepter on Lina because of how ridiculous this woman is in general. So you don't really need it anymore to set up stun. I love how Thunder's like, yeah, we're ready. Even though, yeah, there's no, okay, whatever. But in this game, when you want to stop the Bad Rider, to some degree also stopping the DK, because the Dragon Tail actually takes a second to cast in the Yule Scepter's instant, so you may be able to stop a Blinking Dragon Knight as well. Or even the Shadow Charm cancelling his Shackles. There's a lot of utilities for that Yule Scepter this game. And I would like to see more of a ganking Lina with like Yule Scepter, Silver Edge, maybe even an Ether Lens early on if you do get that extra boost. Try to essentially out mid-game the enemy team, so you can have enough farm so that in the minute 30, minute 40, the Undying stops being so effective. The Shadow Shaman to some degree also is not as effective, and you have the Weaver getting a lot of farm, being able to kite the Lifestealer to no end, the Lina destroying the Dragon Knight, and of course Disruptor and Earthshaker giving you an insane amount of team fight that the enemy team can't match. That's ideal situation, right, for mine.
Yeah, what I would say the problem for Thunder Awaken that mostly they're experiencing a very big issues with pushing high ground. They're a great team in all regards, but pushing high ground is some kind of an issue for them all the time because they are either getting at a successful siege and then they have to retreat one by one and losing all their team while retreating, or just something obnoxious is happening on the high ground and it also results in death. Unless they got some kind of a superior advantage, securing going high ground for Thunder Awaken sometimes may be problematic.
It is true. I mean, both teams have pretty nice high ground defense themselves, right? It's not either team, if they try to push really early, even with the Cheer's Liquid Breath and Weaver's just, I guess, natural pushing, you don't really get much against an Undying Tombstone and the Rider Firefly, also the Aether Shock. But on the other hand, you also have Lina being able to clear waves really quickly. This game can probably be like let's do an experiment. How long do you think this game will last, more or less? What do you think is a time range? Obviously, not like exactly a time, but I would say maybe 30-40 minutes. Like between that time range?
Yeah, 30-40 most likely somewhere around that, because it feels like either Thunder Awaken winning before this point or they are losing 10 minutes after.
Exactly, yeah, and then they have a much harder time. But they do have a lot of pushing power though, because they do have a Dragon Knight Shadow Shaman to try to, outstand the Mind's Eye's lane clearing, right? So you can use that and Tombstone to some degree. We'll see. It's all about the lanes. Actually, talking about the lanes a bit, please do tell me. Who do you think is going to win this early laning stage? Who do you think has the stronger lanes right now?
Well, I always favor lanes with Undying, to be honest. Batrider is completely fine on his own, lifesteal is pretty sustainable. Also, Shadow Shaman can always rotate somewhere, but there is some kind of an evil thing being planned by Mind's Eye and aggressive tri-lane for mates on the bottom lane. Yet, I really don't like this kind of an aggressive tri-lanes with literally 0 stuns and very thin heroes. And disrupting a tri-lane, that's not the thing which I personally
0
really
stuns? What are you saying? Ice Path Chakiro, like best stun you can get. 1 whole second. 1 whole second. No, okay, I'm being sarcastic. You're 100% right. I agree entirely. I mean, the Weaver is... I think the only hero you can actually run this tri-lane with is... Or the only 2 heroes will be Weaver and Razor. Razor because he wins the lane, and Weaver because he can farm regardless of you winning the lane or not. Right?
Yep.
Because Weaver does work as an offlaner. And you do give a little bit more pressure, or a little bit more farm to the Earthshaker, which is beneficial, really. However, Smash should be able to destroy the Earthshaker this lane, which is why I don't think this aggressive tri-lane is such a great idea.
Especially with the Undying, and putting Disrupt in a position where he can't really get XP is a disaster.
That's true, because you're an aggressive tri-lane, meaning that you can't even go into the jungle, unless you use your own jungle, like here. Let's be honest, Disruptor doesn't want to use these camps, right? So you can't even stack and try to pull and do all those like nice things that Disruptor likes to do if you're losing the lane. You also can't gank mid that easily, because you need the level... level 4, I would say, even, just to gank mid efficiently as a Disruptor. He is a really level-dependent hero.
Yeah, and what can they really do to Van on this lane? So he will have Feast, he will have his Rage, and the only target here is probably this sad Shadow Shaman. But seriously, what they can really do to the lifesteal? Like, he pops his Rage and runs away. Then waits for the next Rage, 16 seconds cooldown is actually not that much, and bam. If Shadow Shaman will keep on pulling efficiently and Mind's Eye won't do anything with it, Van will have no issues with farming.
Yeah, lifesteal is a really self-sustaining hero, even though he has low armor, so doesn't do too well against the Weaver in lane. Should be able to, like you said, stop most of the damage. And here they're gonna go on Baba Ganoush, and being blocked, open wounds. Baba Ganoush is bleeding everywhere, his HP is slowly taken away. As they're gonna be able to get the they're gonna get the last hit. It goes to his stock. They wanted to give it to Van, but in the end, giving a bit of extra gold to Undying early on, not a bad idea either.
And this tri-lane from side of a Thunder Awaken is so much better, at least in my opinion. Their both supports are much weaker. They got a legit sustain, they got a DK, and all the heroes are kind of suffering from this DK spam from Z-Talk. Later on, it's going to be a Tombstone. Not the fastest attack on their heroes, except for probably Weaver, but it will be hard to get to this Tombstone. So tri-lane from side of a Thunder Awaken is stronger, and feels like the Onion actually going to die at the shock. Well, that's what we were talking about. What can they do even on this lane?
It's just not a strong tri-lane, and the worst part is that usually when you measure, lanes, we would always talk about lanes, yeah? And it's easy to say, right, is this tri-lane gonna win, is it not gonna win? But on top of that, what is the effect of this tri-lane? You're keeping 2 supports here, so you have 2 1v1 matchups. Batrider versus Earthshaker, which is 100% in favor of Batrider, of course. And the mid lane, which is a Dragon Knight versus Lina, not so much in favor of the Lina as one would think, because Dragon Knight's new healing Dragon Blood is able to withstand most of the damage Lina can put up in the early levels. It's really once level 5 happens that you start having trouble. So this lane, at least they can get a kill on Sad, and maybe not with the Shackles. Actually, Sad just fights back, and Forma's about to die thanks to the damage from the Undying. They actually get the kill onto Sad before the Weaver dies, but that's still a carry for support. Ganoush now being slowly ticked away with the kinetic field. It stops the aggression from Thunder Awaken, but again, a beneficial engagement for them.
Yeah, well, it's better to trade the Shadow Shaman for the main carry from the side of the Mind's Eye. They're dropping so low, but now, meanwhile, there was a kill. Well, that's a Batrider against the Earthshaker. Yeah. What can you really do?
I mean, it's also Smash's Batrider, one of his star heroes. Yeah. It's a hero that he's really comfortable with. A hero he usually wins the lane against, even against tri-lanes. And you're like, yeah, let's put an Earthshaker against him. Like, alone. Of course he's gonna lose the lane. And the Earthshaker might even want to consider going to the jungle a bit. And going for a build that's more jungle efficient, like the Aftershock build, which is quite clever. But you just can't do much. Earthshaker's one of the worst heroes against Batrider, really. He's melee, he has a terrible stun that doesn't do enough against a Batrider that can just jump over it. I mean, just all the bad things you want against a Batrider, he has.
And, like, actually, take a look at the top lane. So there is already a stack here. Not much, actually, what Oscar can do against Smash, and he's going to die once again. It feels like 3 stacks of Napalm.
Wow, even
he's trying to get a TP. Oh. Well, that's a dead of Shaker. Even he can make sticks, but with so many stacks of Napalm, what can you possibly do? So instead of having supports, at least Jakiro or Disruptor farming these two camps on the top lane getting their XP, they're forced to chill on the bottom lane, securing Weaver's farm and dying in the same time. And that's a dead Jakiro, I guess.
Yeah, Jakir, staying away his strength. He tries to TP away. Not enough time. That Soul Rip, very powerful if you have enough units around. And that's the best part. Undying in a tri-lane versus tri-lane engagement, he's great. He's actually amazing. The Soul Rip starts dealing a ridiculous amount of damage. It's just... I mean, Thunder Awaken has just laned this so much better. This aggressive tri-lane seems like a huge, huge mistake on their part. And of course, Batter has also abused this. It's just fantastic. Good job, Thunder Awaken. I mean, by seeing this, or maybe bad job, Mind's Eye. One of the two.
Well, meanwhile, take a look at the mid lane. Even though we said that Dragon Knight shouldn't do that great against Lina, yeah, he can.
No, I think it's okay.
He's top on the last hits. Top last hits in the game. 43 against 30 on Lina, who is able to spam Dragon Snape all the time.
Oh, we're saying that they're saying that it was either Greedy or Leo style. Both play Dragon Knight quite a lot, maybe not as much as Van, but they are quite confident. He's been playing really well. Whoever this Chinese Dragon Knight is, this mysterious man, he's doing a really good job. I mean, it's also that they thought that the early levels Lina can beat the Dragon Knight, which is it's not really true at all. I mean, Dragon Knight has enough sustain to stop the Dragon Slave spam. He's also very strong. In the top lane, we're even seeing Earthshaker die again against the Firefly. Smash, playing very aggressively, gets the kill. TP's right in their face, and just says goodbye, guys, as he runs away. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they get a kill onto the Lina. The Dragon Knight heals back up, wants to go onto Onion, and with a Dragon's Breath, they'll get that kill. Thunder is running rampant all over the map and destroying everything they see.
Well, they got so much sustain and Smash Batrider, as you already mentioned, he can do whatever. They forced 2 TPs on the top lane. There was no ice path, no way to cancel the TP from Smash. Not really. Mind's Eye can do. And that's a dead Earthshaker once again. He comes here, he comes there. He's dying on every single lane.
Yeah, I mean, you really have a difficult laning position. Earthshaker was one of the first picks, right? First two, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it was just a really easy hero to counter once they figured out he was going to be in a position 3 Earthshaker for sure. Lifestealer counters him heavily. Low armor, high HP hero. I mean, easy for Lifestealer to counter. Also melee and huge cast point. So Rage is the easiest thing to. It's really easy to rage away one of his stuns. And meanwhile, your Batrider also countering him. You have nowhere to go as Earthshaker. You have to be support. At this point, it's better off if Jakiro becomes position 3 and you let yourself support a bit.
Yeah, because there is actually no reliable way for Earthshaker to farm the stacks very efficiently and very fast to come back into the game. And actually, interesting, he got 3 points in Aftershock.
I like that. Oh wait, Oscar again. They're diving this tower. Sorry, with the tombstone up and the zombies attacking him as well. Ice Path is going to stop Vans from attacking, but Baba Ganoush has put himself in a really, really dangerous place. Baba Ganoush is not going to be shackled forever as the Fissure saves him, and this combination of Earthshaker Jakiro manages to save each other here, but they don't actually accomplish much more than that. Sad. Without much mana. Can't get the second shackle. Still has the other shock though. Could just kill this Earthshaker with auto attacks. He's not going to manage. They see the ward. They know that there's a ward there. Now the Fissure sticks him in a place where he can't just go back home. Glimpse to bring him back, and Sad just runs somewhere. Just runs desperately like a headless chicken trying to survive that.
Well, they committed 4-man rotation from side of Mind's Eye, and they lost only Shadow Shaman. Though it was a bit of an overextension, it feels like they could have let themselves to do that, but could have been played better without losing Shadow Shaman, actually.
Okay, in they go. Batter lasso against the best hero. The one that has Glimpse. They're gonna kill the Onion very soon, and Smash now is roasting this poor Shalina as the shackles leave her in the same place, and she can't run away. That's another kill onto Fuzzy Sloth, and the push will continue, utilizing this Dragon Knight. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, at least Oscar is able to get that kill onto the Lash Dealer finally, but at the expense of a tower and a Lina, still beneficial for Thunder Awaken.
It feels like Fuzzy Sloth is playing on a fake Lina, because the real Lina wouldn't burn in a sea of flames of the Batrider, but...
Of course, Dota logic. It's like Pokemon, right? Fire against fire should be like half as effective. Valve, please patch.
Well, there's actually 9-minute Blink Dagger on Batrider. He's farming a huge stack which he made for himself. Also shares a little bit of XP with his support. Sharing is caring, and 5k gold advantage on minute 9 for Thunder Awaken.
Right, so that's a pretty good advantage. Minute 9, right? Let's look at the net worth chart. Like you say, the top three cores are the most farmed, but Undying is not too far behind either, which is really good, as you mentioned earlier. It's very important that Undying maintains himself up there in terms of farm, because he really doesn't do anything later on. And Oscar, again, being harassed by Van. I don't think they can get this kill. The Jakiro Ice Path will stop him. They still have a Fisher to continue this, but Van just wants to pull Oscar out of the lane. And in comes Stuck here with the Undying Tombstone. And just zone him out of the tower if they wanted to really take it. I don't know how much they want to commit to this tower, because Mind's Eye seems to be rotating a lot to defend this bottom tower. It's the most useless tower in the game. Dire bottom tower. I don't know why they're committing so many resources to.
Well, because they want to get a kill on whomever gets there, and Fuzzy Soul probably is the objective. Smash jumping in, here comes the lasso, and that's a roasted Lina here, most likely. Or she will be able to burst down Van, but nah, he got a rage and Formless to pin in.
Alright, they're following Van a bit. Claim, Smash is brought back, just so he can help his carry. Uses the magic stick though, Van might just survive, walking towards that shrine, will be able to make it in time. However, Undying, stuck between 3 heroes, now 4, joining in. Ice Path to make sure he stays stunned forever, and poor Stuck will finally give his life to the gods, as Mind's Eye take the 4th kill for this game. Have they ever killed the carry? Yeah, they've only killed Lifestealer. So Dragon Knight and Bad Rider are still godlike, and, well, not godlike, but they haven't died.
Well, somewhere close to this, and actually we are being told that there's a Leo style playing on this Dragon Knight.
It is Leo style?
Yeah, at least Chad believes so. We don't know if it is true or not, but DK is playing quite well, and you mentioned that Leo style actually plays very confident DK, so why not? Why not?
I mean, it could be.
Let's believe.
Maybe because he's in Elite Wolves, that's probably... that's what I believed in, but okay, Oscar's gonna go down. Meanwhile, Smash taking down Baba Ganoush, Fuzzy Sloth, fine Smash. Regardless, whoever this DK is, let's just call him Mysterious Chinese DK, yeah? And he is a good player. He's playing really well this game. Do you really utilizing that early game farm, giving a lot of space for the Lifestealer to farm early on as well by taking those towers, and of course getting a lot of gold for the Bat Rider, who got stacks and did well in his lane, but that tower gold goes fantastically for him. He gets a super early Blink Dagger, and we know how much Smash likes to go for ganks once he gets it. He's not the Chinese Bat Rider that goes for drums. He really likes that Blink. And now for travels as well. Meanwhile, Oscar, bottom lane, open wounds to slow him down. There's no way he can get out of this one, as Van proceeds to push this tower down, finally taking the most useless tower in the game that's been just a constant battleground for these teams.
Well, at least they're creating a bit of space for them. And what's interesting, actually Smash is going for Boots of Travel on Bet Riding, insane moving speed plus Blink Dagger, and he's able to join any fight anytime. He's very mobile with his Firefly and Blink Dagger. And, well, he can actually split push. Plus, there is an Invis on him. Probably they want to try and infest bomb with an omelet. And who is going to die?
Now they saw that. Please, Mind's Eye, don't go in. Like, this is so obvious. They had a ward there. They should have seen it for sure. Like, if Lifestealer just randomly disappears, you're like, I wonder where he went. Definitely inside someone. Oh, no, never mind. They did not expect that Bad Rider, apparently. Van just comes out, goes onto Onion. Onion, slow down, and can't move anywhere. That's a dead Disruptor. As a Stoke, now stopped down by the Lina. They want to at least get a kill. Laguna's Blade starts to heal up, but the Swarm dealing way too much damage. As Stoke will have to sacrifice his life as Formless jumps in, but the Lasso takes to Lina. Ice Path, though, to zone them out. And now the Earthshaker walks too close, trying to get the Echo Slam, but is not able to successfully get it off. In the end, Thunder Awaken will lose a... Undying for an Earthshaker. That ends up being pretty even for Mind's Eye.
Earthshaker plus...
Disruptor. Yeah, plus Disruptor. Who's not level... Oh, he just got level 6. Woo! Good job. Good job.
Finally, maybe that's a turning point for the Mind's Eye, because actually Static Storm is a very important spell to have from their lineup. But, okay, let's think about this. So they get a Lifestealer, 1.2k HP plus Omelette. They got a DK, 4 points in the Dragon Blood plus Omelette. And how are they going to burst them down? The only target, it seems, is going to be Van. He got no Infest, he got no TP, and most likely he's a dead man here.
Van, here's a Rage. Oh, the Static Storm to stop it. Lightstrike Array. He walks to the corner so they can actually get the really easy Lightstrike Array. And without the Rage, he's unable. I mean, he's unable to get that off, so it was an easy kill. That's the second time Bond dies to this team. Unfortunate. But meanwhile, the rest of his team is just carrying him for him as the snakes proceed to push this mid lane down. Or they're trying at least. It's only level 1 snake, so it's gonna take quite a while.
Yeah, there is a TP on the top lane.
Okay, Smash.
She got no lasso though, but he keeps on chasing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Onion! Oh god, Onion!
Like, he just keeps putting those sticky napalm stacks.
Yeah, Blink Silver and Baganush. Oh.
Only one person can fly in this game, says Smash, as he follows Baba Ganoush. The Dragon Knight kills Onion as Smash finishes off the Jakiro. But, meanwhile, all this is happening. Poor Shadow Shaman, sadly, in the mid lane. He was still trying to take this tower, and he did a lot of damage, but not enough to survive Oscar's attack. Wow, it actually took so long that the snakes went for their full duration. I've never seen that. That is ridiculous.
Well, at least he bought a lot of time there, and
yeah,
like, definitely the Shadow Shaman is not that much. 9k gold advantage, and on the top lane it was like pretty funny, like how Smash is like, okay, Z-Talk, you take this one, I take this one. Like, sharing is caring, we need to share, and then Dragon Knight just comes and kills the Z-Talk skill. Z-Talk's disruptor. I think Z-Talk is really mad about this, but, well, when you're playing as an Undying, there's like one guy, Soma the Slayer, as far as I remember, who really loves spamming.
Usima the Slayer?
Yeah, some of this player that I think
Oh,
Z-Talk.
Actually, Lina died quickly. Okay. Yeah. What were you saying about Sima?
Yeah, I guess that playing Undying as much as him may also be quite fun. So yes, there is some weight in his words, and he actually on his tried to get Onion. Oh wait a second, he can play this. He's not getting a force stuff. He's going for BKB, but that's understandable.
Oh yeah.
What can they do when he'll get a BKB?
Yeah, he'll just run at you. I mean, he has so much. The best part about this is that usually BKB bad rider so you can secure your initiation, right? But in this game, it's minutes. You're gonna get it super soon. You have so much damage that you're actually a carry, right? You're just a magical damage carry, and not like a real carry. So the enemy team actually can't even stop your damage. So I love that pickup, especially stop the glimpse as well. This glimpse is such an annoying skill to fight against. And again, the rage, they can continue pushing this tower. Look at how much zone out they have. They just keep summoning buildings and structures and wards and stuff. I mean, they can fight under this, trying to take the serpent wards out, but the Undying's tombstone is really annoying. That tier 3 might just fall down to the snakes, and they will get it. The Shadow Shaman getting the extra gold, and in the end, that's free shrines for them. Free shrine. No, okay, maybe not.
Well, actually, Shadow Shaman, he's running around there. That's the most fearless guy from the side of a Thunder Awaken. Grants additional vision for his teammates. And what's next? Roche? Or Shrines first?
I wonder. I mean, why not take this shrine? I would take always this shrine first before going for Roche, right? Because it's so early in the game that they might just waste a buyback to get to Roshan, because it is necessary. I think at this point you are in the situation when you really can't the enemy team get any objectives, because they will just continue to snowball and snowball and snowball. And in fact, this smoke tank is a really good idea.
Well, they can either get Shadow Shaman or Undying. Both of these targets are not worth a smoke, it feels like, and Thunder Awaken already grouped up all together. DK going for BKB and will get it fairly soon, and now they're going for a tier 2 on top. It will fall super fast, and maybe after that they will even go for high ground.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're kind of aiming for the kill, but there's no smoke anymore. That's a cool sword. But in they go. I catch the Disruptor. He's been stunned out for quite a while. Onion is already dead. No Static Storm for this team fight. And now everyone, look how quickly they're leaving. Also, something we haven't really talked about. Force Staff on Lina. That's a poor man's Lina I've ever seen.
Yep, you really need to run away from the lifestealer plus.
Yeah.
These scary men Smash with his Firefly and all the other kind of things, they going in. Oh, look at him, he's fearless.
Yeah, Smash doesn't care. Oh, he's been infested. Light Strike Array. They go in. Echo Slam. That's what they wanted, but Van used the rage right at the last second. Error Shaker's been stunned out, and they punish his initiation. Only Smash died here. In fact, they're going to try to glimpse the Dragon Knight away. No, it's a Lifestealer. He's been Static Stormed. They might be able to finish him off. He still has the Magic Stick and the Armlet, though, so he should be able to heal himself enough to survive this engagement. And in the end, nobody else is going to die from Thunder Awaken. The Weaver just kind of, scouting them out, sad, making sure that nobody can jump in, uses the snakes, commits his own life, and he sacrificed himself so these both carries can survive. They even almost kill the Lina, but the Undying do the same thing. The Glimpse stops his DP, and we have his stuck against Formless. What is he gonna do? Just has to die. In the end, both supports commit their lives so that the carries can live. What a noble deed.
Oh, that was actually the problem which we talked before about the Thunder Awaken. That was a great idea, but this Blink Deck actually appeared on Earthshaker, not that it wasn't noticed that the Blink Deck actually appeared on this Earthshaker. And what is interesting, he completely skipped 12 threads or anything like this. He gone for the Blink Deck straight, and it paid off. They managed to get at least a little bit of gold finally, and they managed to win back around 2-3k gold. in this high ground defense.
I mean, that's really considerable, especially considering that you were losing by 11,000. I mean, still not enough to I mean, still 9,000 gold difference. It's quite a lot at this point in the game, but it's a start, right? It's a start to the comeback per se, like you said. But they still didn't kill Van or well, they didn't kill the Dragon Knight, which is still currently this mysterious man who's unbeatable today. And of course they didn't kill Van a second time. He also got his Desolator, so he didn't lose any other important gold. They also used everything in their power, and that was still a bad initiation by Thunder Awaken. Something. Well, it's hopeful, but I don't think it's enough to make a turnaround just yet.
Meanwhile, there is a Roche falling down even without taking shrines from side of Thunder Awaken. They're confident on themselves. Yeah, double damage Desolator plus Aegis on Lifestealer. BKB up on DK. Next item he's going to get is Blink Dagger, and it feels like they're quite unstoppable.
We're gonna see if the guys from Mind's Eye can defend this final push. The snakes come out. The fissure, pretty good fissure, but does not stop the snakes, and they start hitting. Really good positioning for the snakes, so it's hard to hit, even though they can't actually hit the same racks. Maybe a bit too far off. And with the kinetic field to try to zone him out, Van does not care. He still has the Aegis, fun to fight under the Macropire and the Ice Path with that Rage. In fact, the Undying is the first objective, but they can't kill him in time. He heals up thanks to the damage, but the Oko Slam, they stop the Undying entirely. Now the Dragon Knight stunned for a really long time. Static Storm as well. The Tombstone come out, but the Static Storm caught out the Lifestealer and the Dragon Knight. BKBs come out. Can they try to defend this finally? And the counter initiation is coming here by the Thunder Awaken dudes. They are already able to kill the Earthshaker, but not able to kill the Weaver as she just runs away. The Lifestealer still stunned at the Ice Path. Van still has the Aegis, so he can continue fighting against these racks and will go inside a creep to survive the damage from Mind's Eye. With the glimpse not being effective to stop the Dragon Knight, they still stun him with the Ice Path though. Fantastic initiation as Van goes in, destroys Baba Ganoush. The Dragon Knight needs to armor toggle in time, won't be able to, and loses his dominating streak to this Weaver. To this Lina, as the Weaver about to go down to Lifestealer survives the last hit smash. Meanwhile, hit by the Swarm, he might just die to the glimpse. He's been brought back, he has to fight this, but he can't. The Aegis is lost at the same time as the Bat Rider's life. Disruptor is sacrificed for this Lifestealer Aegis, and Van just has to walk away, run. No, don't fight this. He still has the Rage. He's really confident. He uses the up in wounds, but the Rage is still 4 seconds on cooldown, so he can't quite use it. But he keeps stunning him out. The Tombstone comes in. There's the help from the Soul Rip, and Van will survive this just by a miracle. That Fuzzy Sloth had not enough mana.
That was almost a full 5-man wipe, it felt like. Oh, they're going on Z-Talk. Nah, he's fine or not fine, that's the question. Nah, that's a dead man Z-Talk. That's what you get for helping others. That's what you get for helping us. Every time you're playing a sport, helping your carry who is standing in somewhere in the enemy base, you come there, heal him, and then you die instead of him. That's the reality, harsh reality. But that was a pretty good turn by the Mind's Eye. It feels like Oscar got some kind of not actually can't say it triggered, but he got this kind of adrenaline to do this amazing Echo Slams. There were so far 3, I think, in this game, and 2 of them were absolutely spectacular. They didn't manage to defend their Rexes in the mid lane, but I'm absolutely amazed how Oscar is executing this.
Wow. Yeah, Oscar's been doing some really good Echo Slams. Partially, it's also because Thunder Awaken's playing quite confidently, right? They just kind of go away and it's like, well, why? It doesn't matter if the Echo Slam I can resist that. They're still winning these team fights to some degree, enough so that they can actually keep the net worth difference, you know, quite equal. They're still not losing everything. Van somehow always survives these team fights, and they still are taking those important objectives, right? And now this is might be the final defense, because once you take 2 lanes of racks, really hard to come back from that, especially minute 24. They continue this push. Chinese Dragon Knight using his ancient powers to try to take this tower. And he will do so in time as Van goes into the melee racks, the most important ones. The snakes keep attacking. The Rage to make sure that he doesn't get stunned out. They also have no damage for him. Dragon's Life just completely wasted. Macropire to zone him out. And the Glimpse brings back the Lifestealer. He has no Rage. Static Storm. They stun him out, but Smash just comes in to help his teammate out. And he survives the Static Storm thanks to the armor toggling by Van. And nobody dies on the Thunder Awaken side. Now they're going to go for the initiation themselves as the Earthshaker's dragged away from his teammates. Oscar losing his heart, but not losing his HP just yet. Sad again, sacrificing himself so that his teammates can live. But the Dragon Knight might not be so lucky. He goes down to farmless his damage, and he also kills the Shadow Shaman as a result. But those racks have already fallen. Oscar trying to get the last kill using the Echo Slam, committing everything against Smash. Can they get that kill? Smash is quite confident they can even kill the Earthshaker, but the Light Flicker Ray just grazes him, and by the hairs of a chinny chin chin, he's gonna go down as the Undying glimpse back and destroyed. Again, the only surviving member is Van's Lifestealer.
That was an amazing defense once again and again by the side of the Mind's Eye, but only these fights were happening outside of the base where your Rexes are actually not falling to the serpent snakes or anything like this. That's a huge problem for them, and only 8k gold advantage with 2 Rexes down from side of a Mind's Eye. Only 8k, and before that it was 11. It feels like some gold finally starts accumulating for Mind's Eye, but that's the last set of Rexes standing for them, and the only thing which Thunder Awaken really needs to do is probably throw their bodies there once again.
Yeah, I'm throw their bodies at it, because screw it. Why actually have this tactical plan, this strategy? We can just throw your bodies at it. It's worked until now. I agree with that. Like, you are winning these team fights more or less, but you're not winning them in the sense that you're defending your objectives, right? And Thunder Awaken is doing a pretty intelligent trade here. It's pretty early in the game. Losing Rex is quite heavy right now, and you don't have the best team to defend it. Weaver's not particularly a good hero to defend against super creeps. Lina is, but that's the only hero you really have. Earthshaker's also really weak against mega creeps, so is Disruptor, etc., etc. You need Jakiro, but I mean, Jakiro. So let's see if they can defend this last push. Thunder Awaken.
Almost an Aghanim sub on Onion though, but 800 gold away, and that's here comes the last push. I don't know how they will be able to defend this, but
yeah, and they go against the Earthshaker. They also catch Shakiro. Lassoed up, destroyed. They go on against Lina, glimpsing back the Dragon Knight. Woohoo! Dragon Knight bring back, and with a gem, they just grabbed the gem. Why not? They just left there casually. I don't think they can defend this. I mean, the Ice Path, they're doing a lot of zone out. Finally, Static Storm catches too. In fact, the banner just walks into it. Lifestealer doesn't really know what to do because he's taking a lot of damage, but he's surviving it in the end. Now he just has to heal up. Smash has led everyone away from those towers, and now has to buy back. He's committing to this last team fight. No, they're not. That was just a waste of mana.
Yeah. Well, at least defend the tier 3. Yep, they will be able to do that. No, oh, Tawa survives on 15, and the trustworthy catapults finishes off the last tier 3 for the die in this game. Unfortunately, it felt like Earthshaker actually gone for the play. That was amazing idea by him to fight actually outside to shut them down while they still can. Ecosystem is still up, but Thunder Awaken were faster and he got shut down immediately and lost his life without a buyback. So which actually resulted in losing tier 3.
Yeah, I mean that those plays by Mind's Eye is like they're doing a lot of zone out, which is okay when you're defending, but when you're when your 2 Rex is down, the zone out skills were like, oh yeah, we got them with the Ice Path. You can't do that. You need more follow up. But of course, you're in such a difficult position when you're fighting them. Only Fuzzy Sloth has the damage. You're slowly recovering though, and this might be the smoke gank that turns everything around.
Yeah, and there is 10 seconds to this static. So Aghanim Scepter up on Onion. Oh, Smash. Standing on a high ground, will they make a guess about where is he?
Oh, Smash. Oh, that's a decent flame break, I suppose. Lasso onto the best target, Disruptor, but the Earthshaker's there to stop him, and everyone's there to stop him. Smash is like, okay, guys, wrong neighborhood, I need to get away, but he'll lose the gem. Pretty important kill, actually. I mean, he does stop the smoke, though.
Without buyback. He died without buyback, actually.
Yeah, I forgot.
I got actually some kind of a deja vu feeling. Maybe you remember, there was a game against Liquid team NP with Naga and Dragon Knight from side of Liquid. There was a Kroko playing Shadow Shaman, as far as I remember. And this actually was almost the game like this, but there is no Naga, unfortunately, for side of the Mind's Eye. They also got only bottom Raxes left, yet Liquid didn't manage to go high ground, and NP won this game. Maybe that's some kind of a time for another legendary match by the Mind's Eye. Maybe it's time for the play.
You think so? You think it's time for the play? You think? I mean, they can still come back. They're doing a good job of playing from behind to some degree. I mean, they do lose racks, but they don't lose too many people in these engagements. They more or less keep the enemy team at bay to some degree. They're not losing mega creeps, which is the most important part. They are recovering slightly in terms of farm. They could come back, you know, it's just kind of hard right now, especially now that Van has already finished his heart. How do you kill this man now?
It's true. He can simply stand in there, spitting in the melee Rexes, and now Thunder Awaken really needs to wait for this Roche smash, goes on a scout with Van. Yet they're alone. But probably some kind of a sweet treat will be to get Formless, who's actually playing without Lincoln Sphere, and Mind's Eye are pretty scared. They're holding their Raxes.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, please destroy the shrines. I was gonna say, these shrines have been up for so long. They finally destroyed the bottom, but they just kind of walk up by this all the time. They can just destroy it and go for Roshan and play safe. But they are.
Now they're securing their Roche like this, so things are...
Yeah, how do you defend Roshan here? If you're Mind's Eye, right? How do you defend Roshan here? Is it just the Echo Slam Static Storm? Is that we have to hold?
Actually, what do they need? Like one lucky, good fight on the Roche. There is an Aghanim Scepter, which means no BKB, no Rage. Yeah. Into this Necrophile, Ice Path, Echo Slam, Lina plus Weaver with Desolator plus Diffusal Blade. That's
Wait,
a death
Diffusal?
trap.
Lina with Diffusal?
No, Weaver.
Oh,
with
Weaver.
Diffusal.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, alright. Yeah, it is. Certainly, you certainly have enough damage to stop him. I don't know if you have enough damage to stop the Dragonite Lifestealer, though, to be honest. Because, even with all the things you mentioned, I think they might be able to survive this. I would like to say that, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wouldn't mind a Lifestealer BKB. Oh, no, never mind, you have Ags, sorry. Oh, wow, I need to actually rush the Ags, I was gonna say. Jesus. He was position 4 in the end, and that's a really clever pickup to stop those pesky BKBs from Dragonite and whatnot.
And here comes the Roche finally. And it's going to be an easy kill for Thunder Awaken. Heart of Tarrasque on Van, plus Dragonite got a double damage in the bottle. Soon there will be an Assault Cuirass, and it will be pretty hard to shut Van down. You gone for such a tanky build, plus 250 health, plus 5 stats. That's an interesting choice, in my opinion. But I guess when you're playing against such a heroes with a decent burst as Lina and Earthshaker, you need to take care of additional HP.
Who went for the stats again? Sorry.
Van. As a level 10 talent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I see what you mean. Yeah, right. I was looking at it as like, no, you can't be talking about the 5 stats. I mean, I suppose it's not really much of a trade-off, I suppose, either, right? And you already have more damage, like you mentioned on your other carry. By the way, Oscar, do they see him? They have dust. Oh, TP smash so blind, and he also wasted his BKB, and I think the Earthshaker saw that, right?
Yeah, I guess that's actually a interesting sequence of events. Even though they got dust, they got no gem, and actually no sentries from their side. Only detection they got is
dust on the back.
Dust.
Oh no, he doesn't have it anymore.
That may result in a disaster, actually.
Oh, dust is on the Lifestealer now, but he's not in this inventory.
Oh, look at Sad! How he is being burst out. Echo Slam.
Dragonite comes in, BKB before Static Storm triggers, and the man is not muted because he can actually walk away from it. Starts hitting Fuzzy Sloth. He's been lassoed. That lead is going to lose her life, and now they go into the Disruptor. Onion is also going to be peeled away from this matchup as a Stalk uses the Tombstone before he goes down. They're surrounded by a sea of flames, so they can fight pretty securely. Fuzzy Sloth had to buy back. Where's the open wounds? They go into the Chikira instead. No more Ice Bath, says Lifestealer. That goes for Fuzzy Sloth because he has no detection yet, but those racks are starting to fall. Formless has been stuck in a difficult position as to Shakuchi himself away. That Tombstone still zoning out. They decide to go for the last racks. Those melee racks. This means the end for the guys at Mind's Eye. It's Mega Creeps already activated, and now they can play much more securely. The Age is still available on Vaughn. He's lost all his mana, but he doesn't care as he can continue to fight once he gets that second breath. And with this, Dragonite, a Chinese man, will be losing his life by going against 4 alone. Vaughn comes back in, goes into a creep, and realizes this is the only way he has to escape. Pretty clever.
Well, Mega Creeps are hard to defend for Mind's Eye, yet they're not giving up. Probably with Jakiro Lina, they still get some kind of a hopes, yet it will be a really tough call. With Dragon Knight plus Shadow Shaman, who's actually going for Aghanim Scepter, defending Throne will be problematic. Glyph is still available though, for Mind's Eye.
Yeah, that's true. So they can still defend this, right?
Well, theoretically, but
they can still defend this for a
important
bit.
buybacks. Yeah, they lost the buyback on Lena, and that's kind of a disaster for them.
It is, I completely agree. I mean, looking at a bit... We've been really concentrating on Thunder Awaken this whole game, a bit on the activation of Lena. I really like what she did this game, honestly, Fuzzy Sloth. You were losing the whole game, and you can't do much about it, because Dragonite just beat your lane, and the laning phase was just not smart by Mind's Eye. But I like that he decided to go for this poor man's Lena, trying to go for Link and stop the Batrider, Hurricane Pike. The only issue with this is that you really don't have enough damage. You're a really strong Lena and adapted to the game well, but you just don't have the gold to actually sustain these kind of weird builds, which don't give you enough damage. And now he's forced to go for, of course, the Mjolnir, which I withstand these Mega Creeps a bit more, performance as well, and you already see how much they're struggling against these set of Mega Creeps.
Yeah, they need to commit almost 3-4 men from one side to defend it properly. That's
Oh, even the smoke committed. Look at this. The smoke might be marking the end smash. Eyes with the arcane rune, finds the disruptor. Goodbye to the static storm is super important. They can stun him out enough, and the disruptor is gonna be hexed to death. No, he's gonna be destroyed there eventually. The onion, 50 seconds without him. That's pretty heavy. No static storm for 50 seconds.
Yeah, and static storm was the thing which was keeping Mind's Eye alive, in my opinion. Well, time for a $1 million Echo Slam.
Oh, $1 million. What do you think they're playing for? What tournament? All right, Hex, the Lena hexed up, and they can't finish her off the flame break as she pushes her away. In fact, they go for the Shadow Shaman, but he's already committed the snakes, and the snakes need to start attacking those towers. Echo Slam. It might not be $1 million, but at least it's 2 people. That's okay. But nah, that Urshika's gonna die no matter what. Oscar can't withstand the damage the Dragonite's putting up, and in the end, he's gonna go down. The lasso from the Batrider catches the Lena. She's been stunned out and destroyed, and this is the end for Mind's Eye. The GG well played will come out, and they give up to the Peruvian overloads of Thunder Awaken.
That was a nice try by the Mind's Eye, even though they lost their lanes. Probably that was not the best decision in the beginning of the game, which actually lost them the game itself, but the pick was quite nice. And it felt like they could do something with this, but the advantage which Thunder Awaken got in the very beginning of the game just made a bad joke with Mind's Eye.
In the end, guys, we will be ending this game with a Thunder Awaken victory, and they'll be starting to that next game with a confidence in their step and the typical music that you find for Thunder Awaken. We'll be coming back soon with game number 2 between Thunder Awaken and Mind's Eye, so feel free to join us shortly as we put a little pause for this great ProDota Cup American region, of course, sponsored by XBet. If you did enjoy the cast, feel free to follow us on Twitter. My name is DSwordfish. You can find me at DSwordfish, literally, and you can find Vätte at Twitter at Vätte. We'll put the links in the description in case you don't know how to spell them. Do not worry, you can find us easily. And there, of course, we post whenever we're online with the ProDota Cup, and wherever we are, post the replays as well. That said, guys, also feel free to follow our sponsor XBet. Feel free to check out their site if you are interested in betting. We'll be back shortly with game number 2 of this series. See if Thunder Awaken can make it a 2-0, or if Mind's Eye can recover from this defeat.